Hey everyone, so I posted a picture of a motorcycle tank and the Publica tank, and here's to clear up some of your questions. So as you can see, this is the original gas tank of my Publica, and this is the Hayabusa gas tank, which is now mounted onto the spare tire wheel well. So how this works, I have the option to fill up this tank through here or fill up this tank through here. If I do fill this tank up, what would happen is the built-in fuel gauge that is for this bike, which still actually works the instrument cluster for the Hayabusa that I installed on the vehicle. Once that detects a quarter of fuel in this tank, it will trigger the low pressure pump that's underneath here that will siphon gas from this tank onto this tank until it sees it full, and then that will then shut off that low pressure pump. The tank itself has a built-in fuel pump, fuel pressure regulator, and filter, but I still wanted an additional filter, so the pump will pump the fuel through this filter and go to the engine compartment, where I also have an additional fuel pressure regulator just for assurance. So let's say I didn't want to fill this tank because I don't want too much weight here for any reason at all, and I just want to fill this tank. I have the option to fill it up here. So I did end up replacing the factory fuel cap so that I can put a regular gas nozzle and fill this up, because the original cap was like this, and when I opened it, it didn't give me enough room to put the nozzle in there. So I just wanted to make sure that I have an option to fill here and not have to fill the original tank. So in summary, I filled this tank, I filled this tank. They're both full. This tank goes to a quarter tank. It triggers a switch that will trigger the low pressure pump for this tank to siphon fuel from here to this tank. Once the sensor detects that the fuel tank is full, this fuel tank is full, it will shut off the low pressure pump and this tank will be full. I'm still using the factory fuel pump and regulator. You know, why not? I want to use as much as parts from the motorcycle as I can, and that will then siphon the fuel to this filter and onto the engine compartment where the additional fuel pressure regulator is installed. So hopefully that clears things up. Stay tuned, and I want to see if this thing works. I still have to wire the engine compartment and hopefully get the engine fired up pretty soon. Thanks for watching.